College football is officially back, and week one wasted no time shaking things up. We got upsets, statement wins, and a few teams that flat out crumbled under the spotlight. And you already know, we're not dressing it up like the corporate media. This is real talk, fan to fan. So let's dive straight into it. Starting with USF making noise against Boise State before rolling through a wild weekend of chaos across the country. South Florida didn't just beat Boise. They dominated them 34-7. That's not a statement win, that's a billboard. USF walked into this game with doubters and walked out with national respect. That fake punt touchdown in the third quarter, it was absolutely ruthless. That flipped the script, put USF up 17-7, and Boise never could recover. Byron Brown reminded everyone why he was hyped before this injury. 210 through the air, 43 on the ground, and two rushing touchdowns. He controlled his game. Alex Golish pulled the right strings all night. The fake punt was bold, but it set the tone that USF wasn't playing scared. Boise State's run game, just 122 yards. A top 10 rushing attack from 2024 got absolutely erased. USF put themselves in the New Year's Six conversation, but Boise, this loss might keep them out of it altogether. And speaking of shocks, the Orange Blossom Classic gave us a draw dropper of its own. Howard takes down Florida A&M 10-9 with a walk-off field goal, a low-scoring slugfest decided by the calmest 43-yard kick you'll ever see. Tyron starts leading that 2-minute drill, 10 plays, 49 yards, then handing it off to his kicker for a game winner. That's clutch football. Starks wasn't perfect, 145 yards, one touchdown, one pick, but he was poised when it mattered. FAMU's RJ Johnson had 183 yards but couldn't finish drives. Larry Scott deserves credit. He trusted his kicker, managed the clock perfectly, and stole the game. FAMU played too conservative, and it cost them. Howard's defense held FAMU to three field goals and just 5 of 15 on third down. That's how you make a game ugly. But the real show, the halftime battle. FAMU's marching 100 versus Howard's Showtime band. The energy was unreal. Even after the game, the stands turned into a full blown celebration. From the pageantry of the classic to a late night thriller in Boulder. Georgia Tech snatches a 27-20 win in Boulder. Colorado thought they had the momentum. Then Haynes King happened. Tie game, 120 left, and King rips off a 45-yard touchdown run to silence the Colorado crowd. Ice cold. King was everywhere. 156 rushing yards, three rushing touchdowns, plus 143 passing. Colorado's Caden Salter flashed, but he couldn't close late. Brent Key stuck with the ground game even after early turnovers. Colorado staff, they struggled with clock management in the closing minutes. CU got the ball with a minute and 7 on the clock and two timeouts. They finished the game with two timeouts. That just can't happen. Tech had three turnovers in the first quarter and still won. That tells you everything about Colorado's missed chances. Georgia Tech looks like a tough out in the ACC. Colorado, this loss kills a lot of preseason Big 12 buzz. Meanwhile, in Knoxville, the Vols lit up the scoreboard. Tennessee put the clamps on Syracuse, 45-26. It looked exactly how Vols fans wanted. Explosive offense, controlled tempo. That 73-yard bomb from Joey Aguilar to Braylon Staley in the second quarter was a dagger. It showed Tennessee could go vertical at will. Aguilar's debut, money, 247 yards, three touchdowns. Star Thomas chipped in with 92 on the ground. Syracuse and Jelly was fine, but those five sacks killed drives. Josh Heupel had the perfect script, aggressive, balanced, and kept his foot on the gas. 493 yards of offense. That's SEC contender level efficiency. Tennessee just told the SEC they're for real. Syracuse, they left with a lot of questions and a brutal schedule ahead. Good luck. Speaking of shocks, Tallahassee just delivered the upset of the weekend. Florida State 31, Alabama 17. The nose just knocked the Tide flat, and it wasn't a fluke. Third quarter, Castellanos finds Jalen Lucas for 64 yards. That set up a touchdown. That pushed the lead to 17. Ball game. Castellanos was electric. 152 passing, 78 rushing, and a touchdown. Ty Simpson completely bottled up. Mike Norvell had his team playing free and aggressive. Meanwhile, Alabama looked stuck in quicksand after halftime. 87 rushing yards. That's all Alabama managed. FSU bullied them at the line of scrimmage all night. FSU just entered the playoff picture. And Kalen DeBoer, you might want to stay off the message boards for a few weeks. Another heavyweight clash. Clemson and LSU delivered a slugfest. LSU rallies to beat Clemson 17-10. That second half defensive clinic, it might have been the best unit performance of week one. Garrett Nussmeier threw a late touchdown pass to finish the comeback. It was the only big offensive play LSU really needed. Nussmeier turned it on when it truly mattered. 230 yards, one touchdown. Klubnik. He matched him in yards, but he threw a pick that swung momentum. Brian Kelly outcoached Dabo in the second half. Time of possession was all LSU. Dabo rolled a dice on fourth down and came up empty. 32 yards rushing for Clemson. Hold up. Mama Bear, this accurate? Can't say I'm surprised. LSU front seven was dominant all night. LSU is in the thick of the playoff talk now. Clemson, they're already in regroup mode with some injury concerns. And then there was the headliner. Number one versus number three in the shoe. Ohio State, 14. Texas, 7. This wasn't pretty. It was survival football, defense, grit, and one big throw made the difference. Julian saying his Carnell Tate for 40 yards in the fourth. Then the Buckeyes defense stonewalled Texas on the goal line. Sane was steady. 13 of 20, 126 yards, one touchdown. Arch Manning, 170 yards, and one late score. The Buckeyes defense rattled him all night. Ryan Day and Matt Patricia deserve flowers. Those blitz packages, they were brutal. Texas had no answers in the red zone. Texas went 1 of 5 on fourth downs. Ohio State defense won every clutch moment. Ohio State's about to take the number one spot. Texas, they will bounce back, but that 11-game road streak is over. But these two could absolutely meet in the playoff again. Week one gave us upsets, big plays, and some straight up chaos. And we're just getting started. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which team impressed you the most and who already looks overrated? Hit that like if you're ready for more college football all season. And make sure to subscribe because week two is going to get even wilder. And if you missed my preview breakdowns, check those out next. They hit a little bit different now that we've seen these teams take the field.